Tonight, Canadian authorities are raising the alarm about a troubling rise in youth radicalization. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I am Ahmed Ramadan. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or RCMP, is warning of a troubling rise in youth radicalization, with kids as young as 12 being drawn to extreme ideologies online. Superintendent Jean-Guy Isaiah from the RCMP's National Security Team describes violent extremism among minors as a growing threat, driven largely by popular social media platforms like TikTok and Discord. The Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance has flagged minors as particularly vulnerable targets for online recruiters who exploit digital spaces to spread hateful ideologies. This concern is underscored by recent charges against youths in Ottawa and Toronto for terrorism-related offenses. Mental health expert David O'Brien says there is a worrisome increase in young people harboring hateful views. The youth are linked to depression, anxiety, and exposure to violence. His clinic's intervention program has successfully diverted many from radicalization, but funding cuts threaten its future. Authorities urge a whole-of-society approach. They are calling on parents, educators, and communities to help address the root causes of youth extremism. In related news, the RCMP says online child exploitation has skyrocketed in British Columbia, with cases tripling from 2021 to 2023. In 2021, there were 4,600 reports filed. Last year, the figure rose to nearly 16,000. Experts link the surge to increased online activity during COVID-19 and younger children using social media. Constable Solana Pear warns that exploitation, including sextortion and child luring, is here to stay. The Canadian Centre for Child Protection is advocating for stronger regulation through the Federal Online Harms Bill. The group has proposed measures, including mandatory reporting by social media platforms and a digital safety commission to enforce accountability. Advocates say technology is evolving faster than protective laws, leaving children vulnerable to growing threats. They are urging immediate national action. The Windsor Islamic Association has launched a new project to address food security and bring communities together. The monthly program will pair Windsor Islamic Association with different cultural groups to serve dishes inspired by their heritage. Last week, the association partnered with the Palestinian Canadian Community Association to provide meals to 200 people in need of downtown Mission. In January, the association will provide Lebanese cuisine. In February, Turkish meals will be provided. Widad Mizahi, the association's community coordinator, says the initiative's goal is to support these struggling for their next meal and bring cultures together. Applications to volunteer for the program will reopen in the new year. The association is accepting donations at WindsorIslamicAssociation.com. An investigation is ongoing after a plane landed in chaos at Halifax Stanfield Airport on Saturday night. Air Canada Flight 2259 skidded down the runway with one wing on fire. Smoke filled the cabin, leading to a rushed evacuation. Passenger Nikki Valentine says the plane tilted sharply during landing. A loud crash followed as the wing scraped the ground. 73 passengers and crew escaped with no life-threatening injuries. The runway was closed for 90 minutes, causing delays. Passenger Aidan O'Callaghan says it took a shocking amount of time to get off. The Transportation Safety Board is investigating the suspected landing gear failure. Passengers can retrieve belongings once the investigation ends. Experts are examining black boxes and engine debris to determine the cause of Jeju Air plane crash at Muan Airport in South Korea. The plane crashed yesterday, killing 179 passengers. The aircraft skidded off the runway, hit a concrete wall, and burst into flames. Emergency responders pulled 2 crew members to safety. They remain conscious and in stable condition. Officials suspect the front landing gear failed to deploy. Experts say a possible bird strike to the engines may have caused the incident. The Boeing plane was arriving from Bangkok when the tragedy occurred. Footage shows the plane engulfed in flames with heavy smoke billowing. South Korea has declared a national mourning period until January 4th. Jeju Air's president has apologized and vows to cooperate with investigation. The incident marks one of the country's worst aviation disasters since 1997. Palestinian Health Ministry reports Israeli attacks on Gaza have killed 27 civilians in the past 24 hours. 149 have been injured. Witnesses say the military continues bombing homes and buildings across Gaza. Fighter jets have hit a home in Beit Hanun, killing 6 Palestinians, including a mother and 3 children. Heavy shelling has targeted El Saftawi and Jabalia areas, while explosions have rocked neighborhoods in Gaza City. The World Health Organization has condemned the attacks on Gaza hospitals. Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus is calling for the protection of the hospitals. CNN media reports Dr. Hussam Abu Safiya, director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital, is being kept at the infamous State Tayman army base following his arrest on Friday. Extreme winter cold has killed 7 displaced civilians, including 6 children. 2 of the casualties were 1-month-old twins. Figures released by the Israeli army show at least 824 soldiers have been killed since October 7th. Israel's war on Gaza has killed over 45,000 Palestinians. More than 100,000 have been injured. The International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants for Israeli leaders, accusing them of war crimes. Israel also faces a genocide case at the International Court of Justice. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter has died at the age of 100, the longest living U.S. president in history. Carter, the 39th president, served from 1977 to 1981 and died peacefully at his home in Plains, Georgia, surrounded by family. Carter's presidency is most remembered for his groundbreaking work in the Middle East. He played a pivotal role in the historic Camp David Accords, which led to the first peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. For 13 intense days in 1978, he brought Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin together, resulting in a peace agreement. Biographer Kai Bird notes, Carter's diary entries reveal a framework within the Camp David Accords for addressing the broader Palestinian issue. Declassified documents also highlight Carter had authorized secret financial and non-military support for Mujahideen fighters in 1979, aimed at countering a potential Soviet invasion in Afghanistan. Despite his significant achievements, his presidency faced challenges. Domestic and international crises, including the Iran hostage crisis, overshadowed his re-election bid. His remarkable longevity set him apart, living to see more than 4 decades of post-presidency, during which he became a global advocate for peace and human rights. From initiatives in Sudan to co-founding the Elders, a coalition of global leaders advocating for peace and human rights, he consistently tackled contentious issues without hesitation. Carter is the author of 33 books. He received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Carter is survived by his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Afghanistan's defense ministry has confirmed Afghan Taliban forces have launched attacks on several points across the border with Pakistan. The strikes come days after Pakistan carried out raids in Afghanistan, reportedly killing 46 people. The Afghan ministry describes the targets as hideouts of malicious elements beyond the hypothetical line. Afghan authorities use this term for the 2,640-kilometer border with Pakistan, also referred to as the Durand Line. The ministry has provided no specifics on casualties. Reports suggest sporadic clashes erupted overnight between Afghan and Pakistani forces in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and host provinces. Pakistan reports 1 soldier killed and 7 injured in the exchanges. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has reiterated Pakistan's demand for the Afghan Taliban curb Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Recently, relations between the neighbors have soured amid rising violence. Over 950 Pakistanis have been killed in Taliban-backed attacks this year alone. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetworktv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV.